Last mission. Final boss mode. What it do?
And let me transition to our final topic of the night, and one that obviously that hit everyone, in a different way. The unfortunate passing of Earl Simmons, professionally known as DMX, Darkman X. He passed away from complications of what looks like a heart attack or so, at the age of 50. And, came as a blow, because obviously, DMX was the ultimate underdog that people wanted to see win, and he did win. The man was a true winner in the rap game and in other forms of media, man. So, it was a shock because everyone was like, you want him to pull through, and and even then, like, it still hasn't processed. I know for me, I know that he's actually gone. Because he's been so much for like the last 20 something years or so. So, Kese, man. So, tell first of all, with DMX, what were your first impressions of DMX when he came out, or when you've actually heard of him?
Oh man, shoot! When I first heard him, I already knew that he was special. He just took he basically took the shine from other dope MCs, and he made it sound easy. Yeah. And that's what I remember from DMX, that he just, it was flawless. Like, his mic presence is one of the best that I've ever heard,
Absolute facts. Like, that dude's like, if he was on your joint in his prime, you have to let that dude go last, because no one's gonna fucking listen to you after he spat his 8 or 16 or whatever.
Honestly,
Exactly.
Anytime I listen to 4321 after DMX, I just shut it off.
Damn! Wow. I mean, I ain't do all that, but
Sometimes I gotta be in a mood to stay and listen to the LL part. Sometimes afterwards, I'm just like, okay, I'm done playing. Let me just play the next song.
The LL snapped on that shit, but I feel you, because I love DMX verse on that.
Yeah, because first of all, it was dark and it was different from the other ones. Like, he was just flowing different from what Meth and Redwood did before, because they went before him, and even Cannabis too.
They had bars, but it's like Eggs had that just whole that style. Like, even this part of the video is just grabbed your attention. Like the bars weren't mind blowing or anything. It was dope, but it was just the overall. It was like a werewolf just jumped on and just started attacking you, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like,
yep.
And it's just like two other niggas hit you, but they were just regular dudes. But
right.
I mean, personally, my favorite on that song, my favorite is versus Cannabis, but DMX is right there with it, like 1A and 1B.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, mine was reversed. Like, I DMX then Cannabis.
What? What'd you say?
No, I said mine was reversed. I had DMX then Cannabis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong
That's
with
how I feel too.
Yeah.
I think it's like Redman and LL. Because Redman snapped on that shit.
He did. And honestly, Master P should have never been on anything on that.
I don't acknowledge Master P.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
He was hot that year, so
they did that.
They did that to push the record to the south, so they could sneak it there.
Yeah,
it was like so unnecessary.
Yeah, Master P was on a lot of joints he shouldn't have not been on at his peak. But that's a whole different discussion.
And then sometimes he came like a package deal with like Silk.
So yeah.
And that's when you know you made it though. When you like a package deal. The word, I can't even hate on that.
Yeah, but hey, he's a hustler. He got. But yeah, he should have never been on that track with niggas that would just rip that shit. But between that DMX appearance on that, and of course, that and Get At Me Dog, that's the single that really blew him up. You know, I mean, Get At Me Dog was, I mean, my memory of Get At Me Dog, I think I mentioned that before, like, you know, we had a high school rally and they played that shit, and it was the explicit version, because, you know, this is back in the day, you know, they used to have explicit version and, you know, clean version, and they had the singles too. You know, they had the maxi singles. You know, you got that shit, you got the instrumental, you got some other B-side on there. Shit was dope. You know, so they got in there, and you had the whole gym rocking, saying that shit, like, you know, like, you niggas want to be killers, get at me, dog. Like, the whole shit was, this shit was rocking. And then the teachers were just trying to figure out, like, yo, it was like, what is this? Like, what are the kids talking about? What are they singing? You know, I know a couple of the guys got suspended over that shit too, because it was explicit version. You know, you can't. There's certain things you can't really be playing out loud like that in school. But, you know, DMX. But if you ever see the video for that video was just pure hype. Like, you know, it was just like, and it was what was needed at the time, because I mentioned before, like, I always have love for It's Dark and Hell It's Hot, the debut, because it killed the shiny suit era, like, dead.
See, to me, I can't, like, I was let me put it out there, I was young, so I was a kid, but see, I don't like the song I always remember that introduced me to DMX was Rough Riders Anthem. So like when that shit came out, like I don't care how old you was, adults, kids, everybody was singing the chorus. Stop, drop, shut him down.
That was a song that took him to the top, though.
Yeah, that took him to the
another
top
level.
Yeah. I always remember I would get in trouble because, like I said, I was a kid. I was in school. I remember like they would do the remember kids, you know, when you what do you do when you catch on if you catch on fire?
Yeah.
Stop, drop, roll. And every time they'd be like, what do you do when you catch on fire? Stop, drop, and then me shut them down. I would do that every time, and like the teacher would get so mad at me.
And the funny thing about that song too is it was the song that DMX didn't even want to record.
Yeah,
he wasn't feeling the beat. He wasn't feeling the energy because he thought it wasn't hard enough. You know, and I mean, because compared to the other songs on his debut, I mean, you can see why he probably thought that.
Yeah, with the tempo, I could feel it because, like Pat, like that nigga came off the Survival of the Illest tour.
Yes.
That whole Get At Me Dog was like the vibe, like
yeah.
That shit, like y'all niggas don't know when that shit dropped.
Yeah.
That's gotta be easily one of the hardest singles dropped. In the video, you niggas wanna be killers, get at me, dog.
Yeah, seriously, yeah, because like I said, I mean, you know, you hate to see the Puffy, because the Puffy era was annoying because it seemed like because Puffy's nonsense reached to where you had other rappers like, let's say KRS-One, you know, his only gold album came because of a Puffy single on there, or
Mike Geronimo.
That shit pissed me off even more. Mike Geronimo getting jiggy, talking about nothing to move but the money, always makes me clench my fist, because I was like, yo, this is a nigga that used to say, I keeps it on the reel, I keeps it on the play, the master IC enters now in your brain, shit like that, and he's talking about that shit, and he's dancing around fucking jiggy and shit. I was like, yo, this shit is not right.
I mean, I liked some of the shiny suits.
Some of it was dope. Portion.
But some of it was just because everyone thought everything had to be like Puffy. Like even Jay-Z had his Puffy. You know.
See, that was the whole problem. Yeah, I thought Sunshine was dope. Yeah, I don't care what
Sunshine is dope.
Sunshine was dope.
It's the video for me.
Yeah, the video was jokes, but the song was actually dope. But it was just like, you know, the Puffy, like it wasn't just limited to Puffy. Everyone was trying to do it because Puffy was sold like went 8 times platinum, shit like that.
I mean, it shows you how music is, because every time the one nigga that gets hot, he control like what gets put out. Like you see it in boxing, like the elites kind of set the precedence for everything. And Puff, he was in the precedence with that shit. And then X came in there and just was like, hold on, nigga, back to the motherfucking streets.
Yeah, he flipped that upside down. You know, what's it? Murder said, what did Mace say? I was murdered. P. Diddy named him pretty.
Yeah.
Yo, the murder Mace.
Because Mace was Children of the Corn, Big L, Cameron, spitting. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah, and speaking of Mace was on the debut too. I mean, Mace. This was probably the few examples of Mace you know, being original Murder Mace, you know, on Niggas Done Started Something, you know, and I lost my fucking mind when I heard that song the first time. I mean, this is after all the grimy shit, like, you know, Stop Being Greedy and all that Damien, all that other shit.
Remember, he was like, DMX was on Mace's album like twice too, though.
Oh yeah, he was 24 hours, right? Yeah.
And we gonna bring him out. Call him uptown, baby.
Yeah.
Niggas bring him out. We gonna start wars. Niggas run them out. We gonna break jaws. Niggas run them out. We gonna take yours, Harlem World up. Yeah, take yours. Yeah. I think he was just doing the chorus. Like, DMX was killing like every feature. Like there was a time it was Nori, DMX, and Pun that was killing every feature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, though. Yeah, I mean, his features were. I mean, he was killing like Brandon. Even that fucking one of my favorite features was Jail Felony. What you gonna do? Like that shit with him and Method Man too. Like, yo, I mean,
that's a name I haven't heard in forever. Jail Felony.
Yeah. And that was some West.
Oh, that song, though. I could give it to yo, X. That's like my favorite X verse.
What? Yeah, I love that shit. Like, and DMX, you know, kicked the fucking quotable on that shit.
Good God, that nigga killed that. I got a wicked thought about the kick you, yo, feel the pressure, snatch your ass up, change up the dresser. Niggas hit me with their best shit. Then what? I
think that bullshit up.
They go nuts. Damn, like yo, yeah, DMX killed the motherfucker off that track.
Yeah, and even the summer joint too. Like, and the funny thing is too, we think with such a hardcore album like that, you wouldn't have a joint for the shorties. But how's it going down? You know, had the chicks open,
classic,
yeah,
classic track.
You know, open like the shit was a rap after that. Like honestly, like I mean, most people like to say, you know, Jay kind of ran that year, but DMX was right there with him. Like,
no, DMX had that year. I'm sorry, like
I'm not. Yeah, no, that I mean, that was DMX. Yeah. Like, they were neck at it. Like, there wasn't no Jay the dominant. Like, DMX was right there with him with everything.
Because it's like DMX had it as soon as the damn It's like he had the better chick record for that year. And then he had the streets the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Jay just had the clubs the whole time, but as soon as DMX came out with that fucking Rough Riders anthem, nigga, it was over.
Yeah, it was a rap. Yeah, it was a pure rap.
That song just transcended everything. Like, mind your business, lady.
Yeah, and you know DMX, he went like four times plat or some shit like that with that album. So Def Jam was like, you know what? We'll pay you another $1 million if you can put out another album within the next 12 months and you know goes platinum and it's like #1. That's how big that album got. It's Dark and Hell It's Hot because it was such a beast. So you know he put out Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Went 3 times plat. It opened up at #1. So you know had Slippin' on there. That was the big single off there. You know, and although I mean, most people think, you know, the second album was a slight drop off from It's Dark and Hell It's Hot.
Man, I mean, the fuck, like when you're going from It's Dark and Hell Is Hot, which is a top 10 in my mind, a top 5 hip hop album. I mean, it's gonna be a slight drop off, but the fuck, it's still a dope ass album. Come on.
Well, yeah, no, for sure, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, no one ever said it wasn't dope. Like, everyone said it was dope, but a lot of people, the thing was, it was just not as good as Dark as Hell Is Hot. That was a major theme for that album, you know, as far as like criticism. But no one hated that album. Everybody still said it was dope. But remember, like, you coming off a classic. Actually, that album got more love as a sophomore album than a lot of people's sophomore album.
That's also true too, because I think, I mean, Flesh to Flesh, like it benefited from the stimulus from the debut album. So
yeah,
I mean,
like them shits ran together. Like it's remembered a lot better than damn Dogfather, and that was a dope album too. Shit.
Or that hard compilation that Drake put out.
Oh, that doesn't exist. We don't acknowledge it.
Aftermath
one, been there, done that shit. Hey, yo, Rome, since you the young count here, so what were your initial thoughts of DMX, man, when he came out, man, or when you actually heard him, I should say?
I believe Rough Rider Anthems was probably the first time I heard that nigga too, but I didn't know what I was hearing because when this nigga was out, I was probably like 7 years old, but I still knew the song. Every time that bitch came on the radio, I was singing that shit.
Wait a minute.
So
There's
that's
no
how
way
I was introduced to DMX. But I really started listening to, because you know, Spotify, all that shit is new.
Right.
So it gives young niggas a chance to go back and learn their history. So I forgot, we was having a top 50 debate, me and Shutterwords, and he kept, because I don't know about DMX. I'm not from that age. Nigga, 98, I was 3 years old. You feel me?
Word. Yeah, of course. That's why I wanted to hear how you actually, came to actually know of DMX and shit that you. So it's good to get that perspective.
So I always be asking Shutterworth, nigga, put me on an album, put me on an old album, put me on a whole album, the wrong review shit.
Mm-hmm.
And this nigga was like, "Oh, you ever heard DMX albums?" I was like, "No, I haven't." Nigga, I probably heard like a single or two, but I haven't heard a full project. And when I heard it, I was honestly amazed. It was like the best. I don't know how y'all niggas feel, but can you imagine hearing that album for the first time like 2 years ago type shit? Like, it's like that music is so timeless. I felt like I was opening a gift just listening to that for the first time, hearing all that shit for the first time.
But that's the thing, like, I never stopped listening to DMX first album.
But look, on Spotify, they have the sophomore album as the first album.
Yeah,
so when when I listened to his albums, I listened to that one first. And I thought that album was better than It's Dark Until It's Hot.
What?
That's an interesting opinion. That's good. That's an interesting opinion. His is unique. It depends. Like, if you got exposed to that album before.
That outro is crazy. The fucking. Did you hear the outro on that, nigga?
Yeah.
What was that with Mason now?
Yeah, Ready to Meet Him. Yeah.
Nigga started some.
That's
nigga, like, come on. I feel like that album was way harder. I don't know. I feel like it fucked me up because I listened to the album thinking that it was his first album.
No, bro, you said, bro.
And when it starts, and he's like, those is my dogs. I'm like, okay.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
I didn't know. Yeah,
dude, that's Dark as Hell is Hot.
Crazy debut.
Mm-hmm. Nigga, how you keep mixing up the album?
I'm getting confused because I'm like, wait, he's mixing up the albums. I'm like, no, It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
No,
that's the first album.
I don't know. The one with the white.
If you're talking about the outro.
The one with the
which one is that?
The white album with the blood on it. That's Flesh of My Flesh.
Right.
Yeah, that's my shit.
But yeah, the outro on It's Fucking Hell is Hot is after niggas done start something where the nigga just absolutely blacks out after spinning a goddamn quotable. So there was nothing positive about that outro. That was just like Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Yeah, he killed that damn We Be Clubbing remix too.
Yes, probably after the post 97. Yeah, he did. There was a video for that shit. That was also random as fuck too.
Yeah.
DMX could do no wrong with his features, man. And yeah, that second album, the second album had like more. It had like Locks was all over that shit. Mary J was on there, and I think the only difference was the second album had. And I can see how you probably like that album more because it has Swift production all over that shit.
Oh, it had all types of features, and I was like, damn, this nigga had all these niggas for his first album. This nigga had Jay-Z, The Locks, Mary J. Blige. I'm like, damn, this shit hard.
Yeah, I mean, even Marilyn Manson on that second album. Yeah, whereas as Dark as Hell is Hot just had just Locks and
Drag On and like the Rough Rider dude.
Yeah, the Rough Rider.
This is for my dogs. This is for my dogs.
No, if anything, the production on Flesh of My Flesh is kind of turned. Oh, that shit aged badly. Like.
Yeah, I think that's like the big. Yeah, like in the album. I ran it back. The album is still cool, but yeah, it shouldn't. Swiss should have never been
them cheap Casio beats. Like, nah, fuck out of here.
But the thing with DMX though, even with the weak production that Swiss that he made that shit better.
Yep.
And you know, Swiss owes his career to that dude. Like, am I lying though?
That and banned from TV.
Yeah.
Damn, imagine DMX being on banned from TV. My goodness.
That shit might have actually been banned from on TV.
Nah, what? The locks, nature, pun, X. Get the fuck banned from TV. That's it. No.
Yeah, and let's say
crazy.
Yeah, and then you know in DMX, you know, the momentum continued. You know, and then he dropped, and there was X. You know, third album, and that's his highest album. That shit went 5 times plat.
That shit was everywhere.
That shit was everywhere. Imagine a song like "Party Up" actually becoming a actual party song. Like,
yeah,
are you serious? Are you kidding me? Like, of all the songs of all the singles, like that's the one song I never understood how that became so fucking big.
Because of the beat and the catchy fucking y'all gonna make me lose my like. I can understand why.
That shit was dope. Like that shit was never trash.
Like, it was never trash enough. But I just can't understand how, because it's the weirdest songs that cross over sometimes. This one crossed the fuck over. It's like, yo, there's a whole bunch of grimy talk on this shit, but y'all just hear that hook.
That's exactly why it crossed over.
Because this is the thing that just goes to show you like how bad rap has gotten. Because before you could do a hook and the hook could be so clean and great, that's what sell the song, but you could still do your rap thing. But now niggas don't even do the rap thing. You're not gonna get no 3 verses. You barely get 2. You get 1 verse, 3 bridges, and a chorus.
Yeah.
And a side hook.
Gets it a side hook.
And that whole album was big. You know, What's My Name? That shit was everywhere. What These Bitches Want with Cisco? That shit was every fucking where. You know, it was like, and there was a whole bunch of dope shit on that album. Like, I mean,
What's My Name was the song that my dad played for me every day before practice or a game to get me amped up, and it worked.
That's what it is. That dude could do absolutely no wrong. Every single fucking hit. Like, dude definitely ran. And the funny thing is too is like that shit was nominated for a Grammy. I think it lost out to Eminem. Especially no, Party Up lost to fucking My Name, not Slice. Real Slick.
Real Slick. Oh God.
Yeah.
Trash.
You know, yeah. DMX was something else. Like, I mean, you cannot stop this dude. And then from there, you know, DMX obviously branched out into the movies. I mean, we all know of Belly. Belly's, I mean, consider who you talk to, Belly's classic, a hood classic, you know.
Oh, it's definitely a hood classic. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, you could call it a hood classic. I'm not gonna call it no classic though. I'm sorry.
I mean, then you had Romeo Must Die, Exit Wounds,
Cradle to the Grave.
Yeah.
And Never Die Alone.
Never Die Alone.
Remember that one? Never Die Alone.
Never Die Alone.
Classic.
How y'all gonna call Belly a hood classic? I feel like it's classic.
Shut the fuck up.
Nah, it's not. It's not.
No
Nah.
classic.
That acting by Nas takes down anything like that. Drops it down from classic.
And the overall movie just not really having a dope ending. Like, nah.
All right, hold on. What's more classic? Belly and State Property.
This is a state property.
What?
Yeah,
I think they paid him for it.
I thought you was gonna say Shotters. I'm like,
yeah, no. Belly's more of a classic than State Property. State Property is just a whole bunch of fuckery. And there was bad acting in that. There was some legit bad acting in the State Property shit.
I mean, you're gonna say state property? You could be fucking Hot Boys at this point. Like,
I'm saying, right?
The fuck? This is State Property.
Was a classic.
Yeah,
That was a classic movie.
Yeah,
part 2 was dope.
No.
Part 1 with Jay-Z non-acting ass.
Yeah, no, Jay-Z couldn't act for shit in that one.
oh hell no, his acting was garbage.
Yeah, but even with Belly too, like I mean, what was classic from Belly was the damn soundtrack though. The Belly soundtrack was classic.
Belly had a classic soundtrack, and it has classic quotables and scenes.
Cinematography, right?
I'm still laughing at State Property being any type of classic.
Soundtrack was dope.
I was gonna say, if State Property is a classic, then fucking I Got the Hookup is a super classic.
Hold on, I Got the Hookup is like a funny ass fucking hood classic though. Like State Property not even hood classic.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
but no, the Belly soundtrack was so fucking beast. Like there was some
grand finale.
Yeah, grand finale. Tommy's theme, pregame, Devil's
Boom.
Yep. We got all that shit. The Militia remix with Rakim and Dub C on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Crew Love. That shit had heat.
Crew Love was dope. Yeah.
That shit had some real heat on that fucking. I'm gonna have to run that shit.
That fucking back. Tommy's theme is classic though. Like Sheik and Luke snapped on that fucking Tommy's theme. It wasn't even a made men song anymore. It was fucking like after Sheik's. Honestly, I feel like after I hear Sheik shit, I turn the shit off. Yeah, I turned it off after Sheik verse. Like after Sheik snapped that shit, man.
Yeah.
Instead of calisthenics, you gonna be pushing up Daisy. See, crazy. Like when you say that, like crazy, like.
DMX could do absolutely no fucking wrong, like in the movies, like, and he was a natural actor too. Like honestly, the funniest too was like Hype Williams did an interview. They said if DMX didn't take that role, it would have been Jay's role.
Oh god, that
shit would have flopped. Like
that would have flopped hard.
That shit would have been so.
There's like no chemistry between Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah, not even in the 3 songs that they did together, like not one.
Jay-Z barely got chemistry with Beyonce.
Wow.
I mean, it's facts though. I mean, I heard more chemistry with Emil than I heard with Beyonce. Like,
for real, him and Bleak got more chemistry. Him and Beans got more chemistry.
Ouch. That's crazy.
Yeah, but DMX though, was just because at his peak, dude was just. Of course, we all know DMX because with someone with DMX who's as real as they come. Sometimes there's certain things that he did that some people can't handle. So yes, he obviously he got into a lot of trouble. He was he had his legal issues and stuff like that, and I think that's where he started. It was a slow decline for him. Like he still put out
5 number 1 albums. The fuck, like.
Yeah,
but after the
he's gonna last forever.
and he came close to a 6 number 1 album. His Year of the Dog would hit number 2. It came real close to hitting number 1.
Yeah, he came very close to that one. But you can hear that there was a slight. He was starting to decline a little bit. Like the Great Depression, had joints on there too. But you can. Yeah. But you
Great Depression actually, like I was listening to it earlier. Great Depression actually holds up really well, better than I thought it would.
Yeah. Pass me that tree to mow.
Oh yeah.
About to blow.
He started the anthems though. Rewrite Here, Who We Be. He started the anthems though. For
Line anthem. That shit went hard. It just.
I'll say, so let's switch it up a little bit. Let's ask everybody who they favorite DMX song or they top 3 or they verse. I'll start with Keith. What's your favorite DMX song, and then what's your favorite DMX feature?
Well, I think my favorite DMX song that I run back to is that X is coming for you, can't do nothing for you. That's like my favorite one because that was the one that always got me hyped. And then for feature, it would have to be Money, Power, Respect.
Ooh, yeah, okay, yeah,
so that's my thing.
I can feel that word.
Pat.
For me, his verse. That's my favorite verse from him. It's definitely like niggas done started something. I love that verse. There's something about because that's like the purest example of someone just blacking the fuck out on a track, and that nigga had heavyweights on that track with him. Like like
wow, that shit, like a boss, nigga boss. I can do it. What you heard?
I got an army of 730 niggas, 30 niggas to come through and worry niggas, 30 niggas that like to bury niggas, that type of shit. I was just like, yo, what is this? Yo, this nigga is snapping. Yo, I was just
I got a question for you, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Who blacked out harder? DMX on niggas and started something, or Prodigy on the second on the second Hell on Earth verse?
I'm gonna go with Prodigy just by a little bit, only by a little.
Ooh, nah, I can't. Ooh, that's close though.
Yeah, it's close though. Wow, you got that. That's a good one. But my
I think X got him just off the delivery though. Like you can't deny that fucking verse, and Prodigy snapped. Like Prodigy snapped on that fucking verse though. Like
it might be one of those things that you might listen to a couple of times, like 10 times, just like, okay, you know what, who snapped better, you know. But that's a good comparison. But my favorite feature from DMX, and I always mention this, I think it's underrated too, was his feature on Sincerity with Nas and Mary J. Blige. It was the hidden track on the Belly soundtrack, and it was like simple too. It was like maybe not even like 6 bars or whatever. But I thought it was just simple to the point. I was like, yo, this nigga really like, that was it. And then Nas got like 2 verses and shit like that. But there was something about what he expounded that just had me like, okay, this is dope, you know. And I always have love. I always have love for that feature, even among the great features that he had. So, but yeah, I definitely wanted to bring up this the Sincerity feature.
Y'all remember that feature he had with Monica though?
You don't gotta go home tonight.
Yeah,
that's actually his. I mean, that's a joint song. I don't even consider that a feature because it's a joint song because it was on Monica's album and DMX's album. It was on Grand Champ too.
That shit went hard.
Yeah, it was.
Yo, I have not listened to Grand Champ in a minute.
Grand Champ hits. Shot Down is still one of my favorites. You don't live that. You shouldn't say that because what comes out.
Yo, there's like 25 tracks on that shit too. It's like that's a long ass album. I know I need to.
But it hits.
They got a No Limit album. So Pilot. So what's your I guess your favorite DMX song and your favorite DMX feature?
Favorite song is I Can Feel It. No doubt, I Can Feel It off. Struck in Hell's Hot.
Oh wow, that's like my worst DMX song. Damn.
That's a class,
that's
man.
Crazy.
That's how great. I mean, that's how great he is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. But, I Can Feel. It's a deep song. I don't know. I mean, I like the sample. You know, the feel, whatever. But I'm probably gonna rock with 24 Hours to Live.
Yeah, you know. And it's one of the ones I think Puffy was adamant, like, you know, X, you know, you have to keep this shit a little clean, like you can't be going too left
as much as you can.
Yeah, that's true. Because Puff, Puff, like, it's like, one of that sensitive thugs with hugs type of shit, So it was like,
DMX ended up having like one of the best verses on that song too. Like he blacked out on that. Like
he did,
and everybody did too. Because Jada went on there and blacked her up.
Although Jada's verse always makes me laugh. Like
all the carefree shit that nigga was doing.
If I had 24 hours to kick the bucket, fuck it, I'd probably eat some fried chicken. Like you can say it's some basic shit.
I had 24 hours to live. I go to Walmart. Play the lotto.
Pop shots at Paul Blart.
I remember the video classic though. My pops used to love that shit.
Yeah, that's clear. I remember buying that single. I mean, I think with Mace, because copping all them singles with Mace, and that was one of the extra joints on there. And I was like, oh, this shit's kind of hard because I think I bought it for either Bad Boy or one of those Mace joints,
Yeah, honestly, that's the song that made me actually get the Mace album because I wasn't really rocking with some of the shit on that Mace album. But 24 Hours to Live was the
that
one.
That Mace album was hard, but yeah, that was
I fucked with the Mace album.
Dope songs.
That's the hood classic.
Yeah, no, I that's the reason why I had to, because I like that song too much. But But yeah, it's just like LB. Did you mention yours?
Oh, not wrong. He was next. Top 5.
My favorite feature is probably the Niggas That Started Song. That's my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite song is Damien. I just love the concept.
Yeah,
it was just such a raw song. It's like a song you gotta just keep playing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like when he changed his voice to sound like different niggas. Like he'll be him on the song and he'll sound like 3 different niggas.
Yeah,
dope.
Niggas used to think that was Jermaine Dupri. Oh, Damien.
Right.
Nah, a lot of niggas legit used to think that shit.
Yo, those Damien joints used to be like, I mean, those were some dark joints. Like even for, like, they were incredibly dark. You know, they don't have
probably my favorite.
I don't know which one I like more, the first one or the second, because the Omen one goes hard.
And the Omen is raw as fuck too, but I like Damien more.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, the first one, Damien's always the best one to me.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're both really, really dope in their own right. Just the approach to it is different, but I fucks with both approaches. Yeah,
I feel like one's a classic and the other one's a very good song.
Motherfucker had Marilyn Manson on his shit.
Yeah.
And that shit worked too.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, because X, I mean, as like Kese said before, X's mic presence was ridiculous. Like, I mean, dude commanded the mic. Like, I mean, there are all-time great rappers that didn't command the mic like he did. I mean, obviously, we've all seen the clip of him at Woodstock, or if you watched it back in the day, because it was on pay-per-view, like, nonstop, you know, back in '99. And you see X controlling his
the horizon of people.
Yeah, half the fucking world.
Yeah. And white people were mosh pitting all that shit. They were wilding out to that shit, yo. And that's when you knew like that was a special dude on the mic, because he had no hype man, none of that shit. Like that was just all him doing that.
That's how you do it. Shit. But as far as me, I would say the feature, my favorite DMX feature, it's an underrated one, but I feel like they don't get talked about is off that Turf Talk or Turf Story soundtrack. It was off the West Coast. It's a song. It's called "Ride or Die" with him, Yuckmouth, and Drag On. And that shit is crazy. Like I think it's a Drag On song, but it's like X gets 2 verses, Yuckmouth gets 2 verses, and Drag On just get like 1. Like they sandwich that nigga in the middle somehow.
Probably because you probably didn't write enough heat for those 2. So there's like, yeah, like we you could be on here, but bro, you gotta like, you know.
Yeah, they little brother them on that shit, but his shit wasn't weak. Like, you know, he still held it down, but like the whole like ride side to side, die back to back, and with a wolf's back. God, like, nah, it's like y'all can snap on that shit. Like their voices are like so powerful, like
right.
It's so distinct. Like I would say he would have made like some more collabs or like some DMX MOP or some shit.
Right. Yeah.
But that's for like the feature, like, and that's a tie with that J.O. Felony. Like I don't know, when DMX get on the West Coast joints, he like just goes crazy on them shits. Like there's like a difference.
Yeah, the funny thing is too is like DMX is not. I mean, he's probably one of the few that didn't really have any really big time producers outside of Swiss. Like, I mean, you didn't hear him on no Primo shit or Neptune shit in his prime, or even he wasn't a lot of like known producers like that. Like he had a set producer. He might actually want to be one of the rare rappers in that aspect to do that, especially from his era.
With his style,
Swizz and Dame were his guy. And I wish he used Dame more after It's Dark and Hell Is Hot, because Dame Grease's production helped make that album. I couldn't imagine It's Dark and Hell Is Hot being
no producer, yeah.
I couldn't imagine It's Dark and Hell Is Hot being as good as it was without Dame's production. Like if it was all Swizz,
he had the best beats on there. Like PK Killer.
Yeah, PK Dame and PK were.
Yeah, PK got some dope joints on there, but like Dame, nah. Like think about it. Remember, if you ever heard and I'll say this before my last choice, my top the Live from Lennox album from Dame Grease.
Yo, I've actually never heard that one.
Wow, yo, it's hard to find, but Damn Grease got like a compilation called Live on Lennox, and it's like the hot ones. They got DMX, Cameron, like everybody on that shit. Like
I remember that.
I remember the Cameron and DMX joint. I remember that one.
He got some fire beats on that album. Did that Cam song, you know what's wrong with you? Does this chain look long to you? Crew look strong to you? You mad I won't do a song with you? Give me your chain. It no longer belong to you. That DMX just snapped away. It's like, yeah, that's one of those albums that's real slept on. But as far as favorite DMX song, it's probably gotta be "Stop Being Greedy."
Yeah, "Stop Being Greedy" was
or the intro, like those, either that or the intro. Those who I listen to the most.
Yeah, and then speaking of the intro too, I mean, obviously DMX music crossed over into the sports world now. I mean, intro in boxing, because Mike Tyson came into that shit for the Botha fight, intro shit, and that shit was iconic too, you know. And then you can tell DMX music definitely made him rock there, because now it was like, I mean, at least since he's came out, like you always would hear somebody, a sports event, playing his song, like his songs got you hype. Like NFL plays songs all the time. X Gonna Give It to You. That was all. They used to be all over the fucking shit in the NFL when it came out, especially with the Eagles too. So that's for sure. You know, yeah. DMX songs. Like, I mean, they had a place for everything at any given time, and his songs aged well too. Like, I mean, production. Like, I mean, his songs. I mean. Like, no one, honestly, you cannot get tired of a DMX song. I haven't gotten tired of one. Like, if I don't listen to them and I just all of a sudden it came back, I'm like, oh, this shit is still dope. Like,
that's the thing. Like, a lot of people started playing his music again when he got into the hospital, but I never stopped listening to that nigga's music. Like, he's just one of those people that
never stopped and never will.
He was always in the rotation. Like DMX, Pac. Like niggas like that, Soulja Slim, like there's certain niggas that just they never the Cube, they never fall out the rotation, just never. Like, no matter who.
Yeah, and that's why it was good that that X definitely got his flowers, especially when he made that guest appearance on the Lockslay's album About Shit. You know, it was definitely good to actually hear him on something like that, and then the video too.
Yeah.
You know, and then even more
him having actually, I think, the best verse on that too, or like he held it down on that shit was like nice too.
Yep.
Like, because I do remember him having like the standout verse. I'm like, damn, like, why he sounded better than these niggas?
Yep, there's just too many features you could pick from him. Like, that's why when you ask him, it's like it's so fucking hard.
Yeah, and even better too was just. That he really got his flowers during the versus battle with Snoop. You know, by far,
great. Yeah.
I think everyone can agree that's probably the best versus that's happened so far.
Top three.
Oh,
top two.
My favorite, probably. It's probably gonna put my favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite because I know the funny thing is people were fronting like that DMX didn't have
couldn't keep up with Snoop, right?
Fuck out of here.
No, people thought that though.
Yeah, and they're idiots. Fuck
nigga roams speeding.
They got Meth and Red this 420 actually. I think Meth and Red.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard act to follow though.
It's gonna be like the Ghostface one.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm waiting for my verses. Like,
but I'm happy at least the verses because you got to see first of all it showed like folks DMX and both fighting with each other's records and shit like that. Then then they were entertaining as fuck too, and then even some freestyling at the end. And the funny thing too about honestly the big thing about the verses thing was the fact that DMX still didn't shy away from what people are now trying to cancel him over, because everyone knows.
Fuck all that. Last time I heard y'all niggas was having sex with the same sex.
Yeah, that shit, where the hood at, what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and I was like, they play.
How you gonna explain fucking a man? Even if we squash the beef, I ain't touching your hand. Fuck out here. Look at that shit.
I was like, they played the Problematic anthem. I was like, oh shit. And then after when they were freestyling, this nigga started dropping saying faggot this, faggot that. I was like, yo, this DMX, DMX, he really does not give a fuck.
That's our DMX.
And it's sad too, because I know when he passed, there was a little movement going on trying to cancel him, because white people was like, whoa,
yeah, nah, fuck them, they way too late. You can't cancel a dead nigga. Fuck that.
People were like, well, why are people mourning DMX? And they're not mourning
because we want to. Shut up, faggot.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then of course you see the outrage. Just like, wait a minute,
mind your business, lady.
Yeah.
You can't cancel DMX. Like, DMX. He is who he is. He's not the only one. Eminem has said probably worse.
Yeah,
Shit. No
Wait,
one trying to cancel him.
The reason why I asked y'all like y'all favorite songs and features, so if anyone out there listening, they'll be like, okay,
nobody asked me though.
We didn't ask you.
No, you didn't ask me.
Damn, nigga, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought we did. There's like six motherfuckers in here. Like,
oh yeah, and you forget me. Yeah, okay, whatever. Fuck.
All right, King P. You know what? You get an extra category for that, okay? Like, we'll
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm fucking with you. But for me,
what's the favorite song, feature, and the posse cut?
My favorite song is actually an underrated one on It's Dark and Hell is Hot, and that's Look Through My Eyes. Like, that shit went hard, and it's like so introspective, and like you could feel that shit. And like,
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, exactly. And that third verse, he's like, take away hate. Now I'm supposed to love the one that cursed me, the one that wouldn't give me a cup of water when I was thirsty. Like, that shit always just hits me. Like, if you never met me, then you no right to judge me. Got a good heart, but this heart could get ugly. Like, you just feel it in your soul when he's saying. Like, there's so many songs I could pick, but that one just hits. That one's definitely my favorite. But there's so many I could pick from. But if I had to pick one, it'd be that one. As far as, once again, features, so many to pick from. But I'll give you one. I'll give one of my top DMX features that nobody mentioned, that I always play all the time, and that's from Streets is Watching, Murdergram.
Good one.
I'm a cruddy nigga, gonna raw dog dirty bitches, and if I get burnt, I give that shit to 30 bitches. You still know me, like me, but guess again, Poppy. I might smile up in your face, but I ain't your friend, Poppy. Jump out the 1500 like running, niggas don't want it. Get it? When I'm blunted. Like,
damn, I thought Jay-Z had the best verse on that.
I fucks with X's verse on that one, like, because he just goes in. And the other one, it's Murder. I leave you red like Fox. Ain't nothing funny about that. I see you up in the corner. I ain't coming about that. Like with X, Ja, and fucking Jay. Oh my god, like, he kills those verses.
Yeah, that group, honestly, I understand what Irv meant when them niggas never dropped the album, because X was like bodying them on most of those tracks.
Yeah, Ja was just like the third string, like we just like.
Because Ja wasn't really Ja.
Oh no, Ja was. I forget that Ja is there sometimes.
Yeah,
I feel like Jay kept up, but I'm a Jay fan, so.
Yeah,
Jay had I liked Jay's the most on It's Murder, but I liked X's the most on Murdergram. And both times Ja's just there, like they carry that motherfucker. Like,
and honestly though, there was probably millions left on the table for them not actually putting out an actual group album at their peak. All three of them, and it's because Jay-Z and DMX had a very complicated relationship, so it's like
and DMX and Ja, they had their falling out.
And Jay-Z and Irv.
Yeah, like they could have made a whole lot of classic music, and the shit that they did. when all three of them were on there,
but it's the ego, man. Cause look, think about it. All these, Jay-Z could have had a group, Scarface and Beans too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember, niggas was asking for that. Who this motherfucker get a group with? Kanye.
Yeah, of all people,
The irony, Kanye out rap his ass the whole tape though. So hey, that's the irony of that shit.
Yeah,
He's like he was running away from me, but Kanye still got him.
Yeah, you know, it's a shame too. It's like, I mean, like I said, Egos is a motherfucker in hip hop, man. So it's just like, you know, and I mean, like who knows? Maybe they have some unreleased shit, but I mean, now with DMX's passing, we don't know. Like, I mean, we don't know what they have in the vault. You know, I mean, I know DMX probably has a whole bunch of shit from that era in that vault, in his vault. You know, but yeah, you know, they needed at least one group album as Murder Inc. and not the other Murder Inc. album.
He even killed he had the best song on the fucking Murderers album. That Tales from the Dark Side.
Yo, I have not listened to that Murderers album in such a long fucking time.
Yeah. No, that shit was dope.
Yeah, that Tales from the Dark nigga killed that song. Like in the beat, like nigga about to murder somebody, like you about to hunt. That's the shit you listen to the hunt vampires.
Yeah.
And as for posse cuts, you know what? Might as well just bring it in. We gotta we bring it back to the poll topic. You know what I'm saying? We you know, because Ring Gang got the best polls. You know, always remember, Ring Gang got a poll for everything, and we do it the best. So fuck with our polls. But you know, in honor of DMX, we did a little poll today, and it was, which of these is your favorite DMX posse cut? We only choose 4, so there's plenty more we could have choose from, but there's just these 4. It's 1 was Niggas Done Started Something, 2, Blackout, 3, Ride or Die, or 4, Scenario 2000. We had 26 votes, 35% said Blackout. And 31% said Niggas Done Start Something, 27% said Ride or Die, and then 8% said Scenario 2000. So the first 3 were pretty close.
Yeah, Scenario.
I'm surprised niggas don't fuck with that Scenario 2000 because that song is probably like wow, like niggas snapped on that shit.
Yeah, all of them snapped. I came close to picking that, but I picked Blackout. It's like it's a thin margin. You could have picked any of them. Like, and motherfuckers was commenting like, oh well, what about DXL Hard White? What about Grand Finale? Like all them shits was hit. Like,
well, yeah, but we can only put 4 choices on there.
I know, but that's a testament to the greatness of posse cuts featuring DMX. 4, 3, 2, 1, 24 Hours to Live, like Money, Power, Respect. Like,
honest, think about it. What rapper has been part of more classic posse cuts than DMX? And you're talking about like outside of a nigga like No Limit or 3-6.
Cam been on a few. I mean, Cameron been on a few, but yeah, DMX probably got him there.
Yeah,
DMX probably like number 1 or at least top 3.
Yeah, like with so many. I mean, yeah, especially posse because, like I said, he murdered a lot of posse cuts in his prime. A lot of.
I'm trying to think, you got Pun, you got Cam.
Pun, yeah, Cam.
Cam's up there, yeah. DMX.
You could put Busta Rhymes to be number 1. I wouldn't even argue.
Yeah,
Busta got a few. Right?
Well, with Busta, it's the sheer quantity that's hard to fucking.
Busta has so many because he had a longer career.
But he still got a lot of classics though.
He do.
I mean, a lot of bullshit.
This nigga got a whole bunch of mid with him.
Yeah, with some bullshit verses. Like everybody loves Flavor in Your Ear, but I always fucking hate. I get annoyed with that verse of his on Flavor in Your Ear. But everybody loves.
Honestly, I get annoyed with the whole song too. Like I mean, even Big's verse wasn't that.
Nah, Big's verse was the best verse. And
I love LL, but LL's verse, the way he starts it off, I can't even.
Even like was garbage.
Even like sometimes I'll want to listen to the whole song. Like I'll be fucking with Big's verse, and then right after that I'll hear Craig Mack talking about wanna grab my dick too lazy, hold it for me. nah, skip this shit.
Yeah, I always put that song as like niggas was in the studio, they was hitting the blunt super hard that day, and then that's what you get. Like they was. There was a little bit too blunted. Like, I mean, LL's verse was blunted. I mean, Rampage's verse was a highlight, and Rampage was a fucking weed carrier, bro. So it's like, it was. Oh,
and another ex posse cut, fucking Touch It. X.
I forgot all about that
X
one.
and
Oh wow.
X and Busted, Touch It. And I always fucked with X's verse. X and Papoose killed that song.
Yeah, Papoose had a hard verse on that too.
Yeah, DMX had so many posse cuts on there. Like he was part of so many. Like honestly, if he wasn't on there at his peak, then he probably wasn't. You'd have to come a little harder. You know, I mean, even the 8-Ball one, the pure uncut remix with 8-Ball, McGruff, and
Oh
Canada.
man.
That's another one.
I forgot about that, but that shit, he killed that.
Yeah, it was like, there was so many fucking cuts. Yeah, I hope like a library of DMX, like a B-sides unreleased comes out, because I'll be more than happy to get that shit and just run that shit through. Because like,
oh yeah, I forgot he was on the Onyx feature. I always
Shut Him Down remix.
Yeah, Shut Him Down remix.
Yeah. Damn, so many.
Put Your Drinks Down, that one too.
Yo, so many fucking shit that he was part of, man. Like, yeah, man, it's a fucking loss, because you see like how like.
Oh wait, hold up. What about the one with another one with Ja and Jay and Mike Geronimo?
Time to Build.
Yeah, Time to Build. Yeah, that was on the first one. That's the first appearance of all three.
Oh yeah, and then fucking Usual Suspects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With Mike Geronimo and I think Cormega was on that song too, if I recall correctly.
Fatal.
Oh yeah, Hussein.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was another song that they kept on that I haven't heard in a hot minute, like "Tear It Up" with Young One and Lil Flip and David Banner. That fucking song, you know.
Even the mainstream shit, fucking. I mean, we can call it cringe, however much we want now. Yeah, maybe it's bad, but fucking Limp Bizkit. Oh my god, that verse, that even on Limp Bizkit, he was fucking that Limp Bizkit song. He was going in.
Yeah. You
See, we could go in all night with these DMX features and shit like.
Yeah, and that's why. And that's
just too great.
Yeah, and that's why the impact of him passing, like that's why it hits hard. Like especially if you grew up, you know, if you came up in his actual prime, you actually listen to him, like you just like, you know, like I mean, you could say, I mean, someone's may say you might have took him for granted or whatever, but at least knowing that he did actually get, he didn't like pass. You know, not knowing that people didn't think that he was all time great, or people didn't give him his flowers. He did. You know, he was at that piece, and then. And also too, like in the Drink Champs episode, like he did mention that he was working on an album and it was almost completed. So I mean, we probably will get one more DMX.
I mean, we gonna get a DMX with Griselda. That I'm like fucking like I want to hear that.
It's just crazy how it impacted like the meteoric rise, but at the same time he was able to touch people's hearts and souls the way he was able to. It's just kind of crazy, that balance of him to be able to do that. That's legendary shit.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I mean the man. I mean, one thing is this: he never pretended that he wasn't like conflicted. He wasn't like someone that did like. I mean, he owned up to shit. Like he
told you straight up. Yeah.
He had issues. Yeah, he told you straight up he had issues. Like there was no hiding it. You know, I guess it's the dualities and the realness that that made us like he wasn't fucking around. And especially in today's music, you don't find a lot of real cats that you can say, okay, that's a real dude right there. And that's what X was, for better or for worse. So yeah, it's a shame though to see he passed at such a young age. 50 is no age to be passing. But like I say, he left us a whole bunch of music that we could still, we could still play to this very day, and hopefully, his family, his children, especially, are well taken care of. Like, hopefully, there's no bullshit over his estate and the other stuff like that. So yeah, man, DMX, man, it was a loss. It was a big loss. But hopefully, the demons that were, that he couldn't escape from life, they're the ones he was able to, but he's actually able to find peace now. So
rest in peace, nigga.
Yeah, for real. So I think we could probably end it on that note. And I think Kese already, I think, got dropped off. Shortly before, I was gonna, do final thoughts. So I'll start with you, Pilot. Pilot, do you have any final thoughts?
Again, reiterate, rest in peace to DMX. My first introduction. Well, not my first introduction, but I mean, he basically did a lot for me to make me love hip hop the way I do. Hopefully, we get some good fights tomorrow. There's, we got a decent meal, so hopefully the meal's all right. Yeah, ring gang.
Yes, sir. Ayo, Rome. Final thoughts, bruh.
Final thoughts. Check out what's the name? Kese Soprano album, nigga. Faces, Centers, nigga. That shit fire.
Yes,
R.I.P. DMX, a real one. Ring Gang, we got shit coming. Y'all already know we got shit coming. We ain't gotta tell y'all. So just stay subscribed, nigga. You'll see it when it pops up. Subscribe, hit the notifications, nigga. You'll see it.
Yeah.
We everywhere.
And share it too once you see it.
Exactly. Share it, like it, comment, all that shit. We here. And we here to stay, nigga. Ring Gang. Yeah.
That's what it is. AOP, final thoughts?
I mean, rest in peace to one of the greatest to ever live, one of the greatest rappers to ever touch a mic, DMX. Legacy will live on forever. He's definitely in my top 10. Definitely won't ever leave the top 10, staying there. So, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to one of the best. So he touched a lot of people. Myself, a young kid who was fucking stealing It's Dark and Hell is Hot from my father to fucking listen to that shit. Oh my God. So he was really my first introduction to really that really got me into hip hop like that. Because before that, I was like I said, I was a kid. I can remember listening to hip hop at 6 or 7, but just stuff that would come on the radio. But then when 98 came in, when 1998 is when I started really diving, and I was listening to my dad and my cousins, older cousins, they had albums. I would always listen to the albums. DMX was the first one that I would just listen to his album in the car and just listen to it all the time. So I always thank DMX for really expanding me into hip hop like that. So his memory will live on forever. And other than that, you already know what it is. Ring Gang is a vibe. We the Army, better yet the Navy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So just keep fucking with us. You know where to find us at ringgangradio.com, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You know the drill. We got some new shit coming. Just be on the lookout. We got you. And go listen to Saints and Sinners by Kese Soprano if you haven't heard it already. You know what I'm saying? Shit is fire. So go do that. You already know.
Absolutely. AOLB, man. Final thoughts?
Oh yeah. We had another edition of Ring Gang already. Shout out to special guest Kese Soprano. Like the others said, y'all make sure y'all get that Saints and Sinners stream at Spotify, iTunes, everything. It's dope. You heard it from us, man. It's doper than a lot of the mainstream shit. Some of y'all niggas out here dick riding and shit. So, one love for Jersey in the house. Ring Gang. R.I.P. DMX, a legend. So glad I got to hear you perform some of them classics and just get your energy, be in the room, and you damn fucking not even fucking about 50 feet away from a nigga. So it's unreal, man. I'll never forget that moment. Thank you for your contributions. Prayers for all the ones who real close to you and they are still going through it. Prayers of the Dragon. I know he's hurt.
Yeah. That's I actually saw that video. I was just like, damn, he's
Yeah, I had to turn it off because I was just getting too sad.
Yeah. It brings you down, but I know he's strong. He'll make you. He knows that. And X knows that. So, but one of my favorite rappers. You'll definitely be missed. But you know, I know the show must go on, just like DMX with Warner. So, you know, we still gonna have our, you know, this our breakout year. We killing shit. Gonna keep it coming. Fucking top 5 album coming soon. That's coming real soon. Turn of the Sample Kings. That's coming real soon. I mean, a week or two. Right now, that Cutter theme song is out. Stream
that shit is tough.
That shit's real tough. Video's done. The music video for that song is done. It's complete. You know, it's been submitted to the label. All the bosses done looked at it and like, okay, then you know, it meets the criteria. So we probably gonna release that Sunday, Monday, and promote that and make sure y'all go stream that shit and get a video. That's gonna be crazy. It's, you know, 4K, like crystal clear, like, you know, Ring Gang Studios. You know, we stepping it up this time. You know, we step it up every time. You know, this shit bananas.
Yes, sir.
Be on the lookout for that. And we also gonna be having the Jericho Cutter Creator podcast pretty soon. I believe next Sunday. So let's be on the lookout for all of that shit. Big things popping.
Yes, sir.
So just remember that.
Always, man. You know, and I mean, I don't have anything really more to add to that. You know, that the brothers haven't already said. You know, like I said, you know, just keep following us, support us. You know, if you feel compelled to, you know, drop a little donation. You know, the links on our website and everything. You know, and because like I said, we do this shit for y'all. You know, so yeah, you spread the word. You know, tell your friends, and their friends can tell their friends, and then we can all be friends. You know what I mean? So we got that shit that you want and need. You know, so yeah, and then,
yeah. Shout outs to the rest of everybody. I'm sorry. Shout outs to Fight Architect PJ, who couldn't be here with us tonight, man.
Yeah, no, I know he wanted to be on, but unfortunately, you know, this StreamYard only caps it at 6, and he hit the God's number. You know what I mean? So I couldn't, you know, unfortunately, I couldn't get him in.
Yeah, so sorry about that, man. But yeah, I definitely had to say shout outs to PJ and Clan Archie, DZ, and Prolific Genius. You know, the whole squad. You know, but like 5 of us right now in here. That's damn near half. So it's the international ring gang ain't here, but the domestic ring gang.
Yeah, and also, you know, I want to make sure, you know, again, salute Kese. I know Kese had to drop off. You know, so yeah, Kese, you know, fortunately wasn't here to do his final thoughts, but you know, thank you. Obviously, it was good having him on that show, and we'll definitely have him, you know, back in the future as always. Hopefully, it won't take as long. You know, same with him in Rome. You know, so you know. Yeah,
he definitely coming back for the Ryan Garcia preview.
Yes, sir. I think that shit is on my birthday too. I think the fight's happening on my birthday, so that's even more what's up. So. Yeah, I'm kind of kicking around. I was like, do I want to go to a fight on my birthday? I said I might kick it. I might actually do that shit. We'll see how it goes.
Pat birthday misadventure, fucking shit.
In Vegas, I think it's in Vegas. So yeah, you know, kicking around my head, kicking around my mind, I might do that. But
spin off.
Yeah, they'll see me gambling on horses and shit like that in the dark. You know, because you know, and that's me behaving myself.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all make sure y'all put them donations in on that ringgameradio.com.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Son need new shoes. Auntie need a new dress. And needs a new teeth.
Stupid.
Nah, that's Harlem Nice.
You know, for real though. So for myself, you know, Pat Scorpion and the Ringer representative, you know, for LB Shuttlesworth the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, you know what I'm saying, for Conscious Pilot because he elevating, you know, for Rome, Chicago Win because he leaves these niggas in the breeze. And top five. And then also salute to Kese and, you know, for being on the show. This has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time. Peace.